Hey, good morning everybody. Today is day 12 and as you can see, yesterday they finished this tank here, number 4, and also did one on that side. So we have 3 remaining tanks over there, and all the edges were done and ready for rendering. So let's wait and see what happens today. Hopefully it would be nice if they finished all 3, but I'll be happy with 2. Also, on another note, the sheet metal for the roof will be delivered on Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so hopefully by Sunday we'll have a roof. All right. Okay, since we're waiting for Global House to bring the rendering cement, these guys are finding other things to do. The forms are finally coming off all the way around, and from what I understand, he is going to make some cement and start on the block that surrounds this thing. There was a total of 4 bags left. 3 of them are used here, and 1 will be used for the block. And hopefully Global House gets here. Hello. Okay, let's hope for the best, and maybe they come early or something, so we'll see. Okay, so here we are, the day continues. He's cleaning up the last of the tanks. This one here has 2 walls well on its way with the rough coat. This wall here is starting. And then you have 1 bag left. Now Global House called and said they should be here about 10:30, and then we'll have 20 more bags. And here, as you can see, he is bringing some block to start this wall that goes between the 4x4s. Now, one of the things that happens is, since they didn't order any cement and the trucks are slow to deliver, they don't have a very quick turnaround time. They could only start one of the pits, plus the cement to use for the block. Instead of using mortar, because there is none, they use Portland. And the problem is, can you use it? Well, yeah, if that's all you have, you could. Will it hold? Yes. But it's the wrong cement. That is one of the reasons why they make different cement, because it has different purposes and what makes it different is the ratios of material. So the cement to lime to whatever else goes in there has a different ratio, and that's what gives it different properties, and that's what gives it a different purpose. But it is what it is, and they do what they do. Life goes on. All right. Okay, so here we are. Global House delivered 20 bags. Plus they delivered 2 water tanks that will go at the end of this run here. And these 4 bags were set aside because these guys are going to use them. Right now they're getting ready to mix cement in the next tank. So they will mix and start doing this. Here they have 2 walls, and they're doing the final rendering on those 2 walls. Then they will mix some more and finish out both sides of this tank. Now here they have the rough coat, so they will continue putting some there, and they will put some in this wall, rough it out, put the final coat, and away they go. For some reason they're moving a lot faster this morning, which is good. This way they could probably be done with all 3 tanks today. And here we have the beginning of the little wall section that'll go here. It'll have 3 blocks, and I'm having them put these little things through the block because there's a little bit of unevenness on this thing, and what will probably happen is, since we're going to be dealing with a lot of water here in the tanks, washing the outside, fish jumping, whatever, there will be a lot of water on this walkway, and since it has uneven spots, I don't want it accumulating. So I am I'm having them put 1-inch pipe, 2 per in between 4x4 columns to allow that water to go out. Okay, so let's continue with the day. So they said they would deliver at 10:30. They're here at 10:30, so right now it's about 10:45 or so. We'll just continue to see what happens and how they do by the end of the day. All right. Okay, so it's lunchtime, and here they're mixing 4 bags. So I guess after lunch or so, they will mix that up and get going. Over here, he's got the final finish on that, on this, and he still needs some here on this wall here. But they've got a wall and a half to go, and yeah, well, plus the 2 columns, so it'll be okay. Over here he's almost down to the last column with the first row of block, and then 2 more to go after that. So it's coming along. Okay, so here we are. He's got almost 2 rows up. Bring in some more block, and soon he will start on the 3rd row, which is good. Over here, they're doing the rough end work, and 2 walls are pretty much on their way. Over here, they're working on the last wall and a half, and then they will work it with the wooden trowel and then give it the final smooth coat. So that's good. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are. Almost done with the 3rd row. Over here, they've got 2 walls. They're doing the 2nd finish. And then after it dries for some time, they will put the final finish with just cement and no sand. So right now, they're pretty much done with these 2 walls. They've got a wall and a half, plus the columns. Over here, they're almost done with this tank. They've got the fine cement on there, so it's coming along. Almost there. Okay, so here it is. They finished this. Got 3 blocks. Plus, you got the little metal sticking out where they will attach the fence. And then when they do the rendering, they will bury that. And then of course the chain link will be welded to the side of this thing here on the outside. Over here it's well on its way. This one is almost done, but I can't get them to understand. They keep putting on the corners of this thing here cement with water, no sand, and it cracks. They have to use the sand and the cement, then later they can come back with just cement. Otherwise it's too weak and it'll crack, just like it has here. So now they're gonna have to go back and touch that up because it's too weak. So here we are on tank number 3 of this side. It's almost done. It's coming along very well. Very well. This one here is done. So now it's just a matter of putting some water in there. He's adding the last coat there. So it's coming along pretty good. It'll be done before you know it. Now over here, Como House brought these tanks over today. And this is my plan. What I will do is right here on top of this first one, on that hatch, I will have to cut a hole in there and put a aerating tower, so when the water comes from here, from this pipe here, I'm going to run it over this way along here all the way to the top to get aerated. Now the reason I'm doing that is because this water has a lot of rust. Now there's two things you must do to release that rust. Is one, introduce air, and then the second part is introduce something like salt, chlorine, and you'll get rid of the rest of the rust. But once you aerate it, I would have to say that that's probably 90% of the rust, and most of it is pretty much gone for what I need. So over in the house, it does get filtered 2 additional times. Well, once before it gets used in the main part of the house, and once again to drink. But here, once I remove the majority of the rust, then what it will do is down here you have a couple of connections, one on each side there and one on each side here on top. So as this container here, as this tank fills, I will bring a pipe from this bottom connection of the aerated tank to the top connection here. This top connection will be closed off, and this bottom connection here will be connected to this pipe, which will feed all of these connections there to each individual tank. Now this here, what I will do is I'm going to bring this thing out. I'm going to reduce this and attach some of that I don't remember what it's called, but it's that black pipe that you can use as conduit or sprinkler pipe or whatever, you know. I'm going to attach it and put it off to each one of those trees. Those trees and the trees that I will put in here, and it'll come down this way and feed these trees. Now, the original plan before is to also feed these trees, but because I will be moving these trees, the connection will terminate here. And what I will do is will bring in that irrigation pipe to each tree down here at the bottom with a valve that will control the water flow. And what I will do is open this valve, and it'll feed water to all the trees at one time. And of course what I will do is I will adjust the flow so that when I open this 100%, there is just the right amount of water going to the trees. So what I needed to do is situate these here so that I can see where they need to be, so that I can put a concrete pad from here to the one over there. And originally I was going to put it here, but I think what I will do is I will run the concrete all the way to the back to eliminate all the growing of weeds and grass or whatever, and then you have to mow it, and then you're squeezing in through here. So I'm just gonna put concrete all the way to the back. Now this connection here, I will cap it off. Won't need it. Yep. So that's the plan. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what I'm sticking with, and that's what I will do. So these tanks here are 2,000 liter. So have 4,000 liters to help to fill these, to keep them full, to whatever needs. You've got a whole bunch of water that's already pumped, and yeah. And then of course what I plan to do, well, have them do it, but I want to put block all the way up on this thing so that they're enclosed and the sun doesn't get them and they're protected, and you don't have a lot of bird poop and what have you on there. And of course the aerator will also be protected, because you know the birds are pooping in there, that's going into the water, and we don't need that. Yeah, so that's the plan, and let's see what we can do about that. Now what I'm going to have to do is, as you can see, this pipe will have to make a turn. This pipe will come out here and go up and be up here where the aerator will be. So I actually have to get this pipe to move down this way to here. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. Let's make it happen. Okay, here we are at the end of the day. They finished 2 more tanks. They could have finished 3, except that we didn't have any cement for them to, you know, get really going. It didn't come in till about 10:30, so they were kind of half-stepping and doing whatever. But they got 2 done. So tomorrow they will do this last one here. They will do the rendering around the outside of the tank, and they will work on putting in that 3 blocks all the way around, all the way around, all the way to here. Here what they will do, they'll come all the way to this pole, and here it's gonna have to be angled a little bit, because this pole was already here from the chicken coop, then this was at it. Now we could have put that and lined it up with that one there, except that the original plan was put chain link from this column to that column, leave an open walkway there, put a door here between this column and this column. So this chicken coop column was never taken into consideration simply because of that. But then I changed my mind, because if we put block here between this and that 4x4, you'd have a little open space here, and you'd have a little open space here between the wall and the tank. So what I decided is stop the wall here, put a door here, leave all this open, and perhaps I can put a table with a sink here, where if I get some fish and I want to weigh them, I want to fillet them, whatever, we have a table we could do that at. Now, here, this is where the opening to the chicken coop will come out, and it'll drain into an area here that we need to dig, put some block going down. What we could do, if I put a table with a sink there, I can just run a piece of PVC along the door here, or every time I use it I can run it here. I could do something, but it was an afterthought. Otherwise we'd run that pipe under the cement. So, but I'll make it work. Hey, no, there's that character over there playing with someone's hat. He wants to wear a hat. Hey! No. All right. Let me get this. Another day and they will be finished with the tanks. And I don't know, they might be quick enough to do the blocks and the rendering on the whole thing and be done with this tomorrow. Kind of hard to tell. Some days they're very quick and some days they're not. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย